Up next, the Nuggets taking on the Bucks. For the Nuggets, they're clear championship contenders. Showing commitment, endurance, they're showing everything. And they'll be on the road looking to take another step towards their championship goals tonight. Bucks, Nuggets. We'll be right back after this. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Here with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And patrolling the sideline for us again tonight, Allie LaForce. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Kyle Kuzma.
And you can never fully predict these long-term trends, but it's apparent that the production has been on the decline here a bit. That doesn't mean it will stay that way. And look, so many ways he can impact the team as well. Not always just about the scoring.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. In at the guard spots, Murray and Brown. Jones is out there with Jokic, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position. And for the Bucks,
here we go.
Rollins is out there with Kevin Porter. Then there's Kyle Kuzma, and it's Green, and it's Turner in at the 5 spot. And, Coach, unfortunately, we do have to note that both of these teams are dealing with injuries at the moment.
Yeah, that's the reality of the game, Kevin. The question becomes, how do you adapt? What other guys can step up? Who does a better job tonight of filling in the gaps out there? Well, Murray's a 3-level scorer, but arguably does his finest work from that level.
Launches a 3. Kuzma can't get it to go. Pass to Jokic. Murray outside. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Brown the pass to Jokic. Wide open look here for Murray. Another 3 for Denver.
Yeah, and this is an area over his career where Jamal Murray has really improved that three-point shooting.
Now here's Kuzma. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Porter, no luck.
Oh, he's frustrated there. You know he wanted to come right back with the 3 of his own.
Murray outside. In the corner, it's Brown. Offensive rebound. Jokic. Murray with the bounce pass. Hits it from three-point range.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Stan, you know, you think about the release point on Jokic's outside shot. It is tough to get to.
Yeah, Kevin, it certainly is. And the problem is if you start to come out of your stance to try to get to that shot, Jokic will just pull the ball down and beat you on the drive.
And when you give Kuzma that shot, he is going to let it fly. He is so confident in his mid-range.
Here's Murray. Knocks down the step-back J. Murray's got 8 points.
Yeah, the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
Back to Porter. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Here's Denver now. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Murray, no good. Bucks trail by 9. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
I was able to spend a few minutes with Doc Rivers. Coach joked that if he focused on a single aspect of stopping Nikola Jokic, he would probably just beat them a different way. Instead, he showed the team 5 video clips, each with a specific failure of guarding Jokic. He's asked his players to prevent those mistakes from happening. Kevin, back to you.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. A nice shot by Brown.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
And timeout called by Doc Rivers. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Nuggets making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Taking a look at Denver. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run.
And I think for Denver, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Yeah, no one is taking them lightly. This is a team with everything you really need to make some noise in the playoffs.
Porter, no luck.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Now here's Johnson. Still without a basket. Here's Brown. Out to Hardaway. For three, Murray. Goes up again, and Jokic lays it up and in.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Collins the pass to Porter to end the run. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
Brown the bounce pass, and Jokic throws it down.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
Now here's Turner, and the Bucks miss again.
Yeah, and they're fighting to get back in this one, but unfortunately, he just keeps coming up empty.
Murray, no good.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Turner with a screen on Brown. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Kuzma.
An experienced veteran now. Turner has run these pick and rolls countless times, and he understands how to capitalize off of it. That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Kuzma. Sinks the triple. Kuzma's got 5 more.
And proving once again that he has the touch from beyond. Kuzma effective at cashing in there.
Jokic sets the screen for Hardaway. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside, Porter. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Kuzma. And he banks in the layup. 7 points in the game. 1 second left. The shot off that time. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. The Nuggets on top. They lead by 14. We've got more in store for you right after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nuggets?
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. We've got Hardaway. He's out there with Murray. Bruce Brown is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. It's Najee in at the 4-man position. And, Coach, one thing that David Adelman stressed was getting this Nuggets team in much better shape.
Yeah, it seems like they wore down in the playoffs last season. So improved conditioning and more depth potentially could help them hold up better down the stretch.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Hey, the Nuggets have gotten used to success. Nikola Jokic said, quote, winning is a lifestyle for us. It's really good when you're winning. Everybody's happy. Everybody wants to play. Everybody is buying into the system. I was here when we were losing, so I do not want to go back to that. Kevin, back to you.
They're sure good with him in the lineup. Okay, thank you, Alan. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Valanciunas just being a bully on defense there. Great job positioning himself to get that ball.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
And so now a timeout called by Doc Rivers. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes.
Give it up for your forward crew.
A different look for Milwaukee. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Jack. A.J. Green comes in for Jackson. And Kevin Porter's subbed in for Trent. Brown against Green. Kuzma, right side, and he converts the layup. Kuzma's got 9. Well, Greg, you've had a long NBA career, so I'm curious, what's one of the biggest changes you've noticed since you've retired?
Well, one that doesn't get talked about enough, length. Players these days are just longer, especially in the backcourt, and that wing position. Feels like every team has a guy 6'9" or taller that is a pure perimeter player.
Miles Turner, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. And a switcher also for Denver. Pickett's checked in. Hardaway, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Turner with a screen on Murray. Kuzma outside. Turner with a screen for Kuzma. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Jokic.
No slouch on defense. Jokic sending it back in the paint.
Cameron Johnson from
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Jokic high post. Pass to Brown. Back to Jokic. Outside for Murray. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Jokic has got 4 assists now tonight.
That's his 3rd triple of the night, forcing the defense to extend out.
And you assemble an all-swagger team. Jamal Murray, Stan, is on that roster.
Well, you're right, Kevin, and look, where players really gain their confidence, their swagger, if you will, in this league is when you play your best on the biggest stages in the playoffs. Jamal Murray has certainly done that. He has earned his swagger.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Green, no luck. The Nuggets leading by 18. Down low. Jokic draws the double. Hardaway for 3. A rebound by the Bucks. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
when they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots. But on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, they had a hard time getting the looks they wanted on offense, and it's hard to get a win when that's the case.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Love the persistence from Turner there, refusing to give up on the play and getting rewarded for it.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Checked in for the Bucks. Jones checked in for the Nuggets. Brown comes in for Murray. Here's Brown. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Golden State. And Jones with the stuff.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Denver shooting their first foul shoot of the night.
Shooting for Denver, Jones. At the line for one.
And that one falls for Jones. 1:27 left to play here in the second quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Porter against Brown. Pass to Rollins. 5 on the clock. Over in the corner, Green. From outside, off the mark.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Milwaukee. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game, and that will be the third of 5 straight played at home. A wide open look here for Kuzma. Great positioning on the putback.
Effort points by Turner, working hard inside, getting rewarded with some points.
Turner with the steal. Rollins the pass to Porter. Now here's Kuzma. He's got 9. 4 on the clock. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. Shot's good by Turner.
Well, when the shot clock is winding down, Turner is a great option. That near 7-foot height gives him a chance there.
Out to the right wing. Here's Jokic. And it's good, 2 points. Jokic has got 8 points. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Nuggets lead by 19. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Hey there, everybody. Shaq says hi. Kenny says hi, too. Yes, we are in the midst of the NBA season and a perfect time to see how things are coming together in the West.
Well, right now for Denver, I had them as a top team before the season, and now I'm picking them to make the finals. Tell me I'm wrong, Kenny. You can't, because I'm right. 2 + 2 is 5.
And as much as it pains me, I have to agree with Big Fella.
All right, fellas, time to discuss what we've seen so far from Nikola Jokic. What a first half he's put in.
He's wrecking those boys in the lane. They look worn out and defeated. That's how I used to do it.
Yeah, I knew somehow you was going to bring this back to you, but I don't disagree.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jamal Murray.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Bucks trail by 19. We've got Miles Turner. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Green. Then there's Kevin Porter. And it's Rollins in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Brown finds Jones. The Nuggets moving the ball around. From outside the arc, knocks down the 3-ball. Brown's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for Denver. Greg, we see a lot of change in the NBA, but Nikola Jokic always seems to stay in the MVP conversation.
And not just in it, at the top of it. His ability to affect the game is basically unmatched. He dominates in just about every single aspect.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball, following the 3 by Milwaukee. Inside, and Jokic throws it down. Great game for him, double-double now. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Well, you might think of Murray as just a scoring point guard, but he's also a great playmaker.
Brown, the bounce pass. Pass to Jokic. Back to Brown. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Brown's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And timeout called by Doc Rivers. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
Here come your Bucks home crew. Make some noise.
Now a glance at the 2K leaderboard with a list of the NBA's top assist men over the past 10 games. Jokic is third. Fourth, Jamal Murray.
It's made the fans of both those guys, I think, extremely happy seeing the way they've been passing and sharing the ball lately.
On defense, Denver. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points to the wing right side. Turner with a screen on Jones. Here's Kuzma on target from 13 feet. Kuzma's got 11 points.
Slick move by Kuzma off that screen, getting the spacing needed for that shot.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thank you, Kevin. Nikola Jokic is a family man through and through. He said, quote, "Basketball is not the main thing in my life and probably never will be. And to be honest, I like it because I have something more at home, something that's more important than basketball." Kevin?
Some good perspective. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Here's Brown. Following the basket by Kyle Kuzma. Outside, Porter. Pass to Kuzma. Turner with a screen on Jones. Jokic against Turner. Not going to go that time. Good defense by Jokic. Brown against Porter. Now, here's Jokic. Just 5 to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Drills it from outside. 9 points in the game so far.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Now here's Turner. He's got 8. Turner with a screen on Jones. Over to the left wing. Brown against Rollins. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Pass to Murray. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
Well, you know, you can see how much Murray means to this team when he's healthy and at the top of his game.
And never Greg an all-star, but he is a star. Jamal Murray can flat out play.
And he's had his hurdles to overcome with injury over the years, but he's never one to shrink from a challenge, and he remains a prolific shot creator.
He's checked in for Milwaukee. Cameron Thomas comes in for Porter. Big group substitution here for Denver. And the Bucks with possession here. Outside, Green. And again, the Bucks miss.
And close to making the defense pay for the lack of coverage that time.
And Jokic throws it down.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Now, here's Thomas. Still scoreless. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Hardaway. Thomas's shot is off.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option now.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
It sure is. They've certainly accepted the challenge. The trick now is to sustain this effort.
Now, here's Kuzma. 13 points in the game. Back to Green. Jokic against Portis. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
Now, here's Jokic. 12 points for him. Outside Hardaway. Over Thomas. Hardaway, no good.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So on the floor for Denver, we've got Brown. He's out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Pickett in at the point. And Thomas, here we go, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. The Nuggets shooting the lights out in this building, 68% from the field. Outside Hardaway. No good with the triple.
Yeah, really unlike him to have this kind of game from three.
To the middle. Here's Portis. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Valanciunas. Hardaway passes to Brown. Porter pulls it in. And it's Trent in the corner. Jacks up a three. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
And he can't get the first one. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Jang. He's off on the second. The Bucks shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Pass to Trent. Rebounded by Pickett.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Here's Hardaway. Here's the screen for three. Drills the three-pointer. Hardaway has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nuggets. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Lays it up off the glass.
Ready to battle for his looks. Thomas makes up for being a little undersized with pure tenacity.
Outside Hardaway. Off target from outside.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Pass to Thomas. Over Hardaway. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Denver's gotten just one of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Valanciunas draws the double. Left side Hardaway. And it's Hardaway again missing.
Well, this period, he's been his own worst enemy, and now he's pressing.
Trent passes to Turner. Now Portis. That one doesn't go. To the paint. Here's Brown. Good D by Thomas.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
Pass to Turner from downtown. It's hauled in by Brown. The Nuggets shooting indicative of smooth offensive play. Up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. So, GA, between the NBA Cup, the play-in, the new All-Star game format, the NBA not averse to some experimentation.
No doubt. And listen, not all the ideas have been successful, right? But overall, that willingness to innovate has paid off. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should the NBA.
Porter, no luck. Smooth sailing for Denver. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. It passes to Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Always good to see Hardaway not sitting back and attacking the rim.
Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. The kick out to Porter. And it's off from three-point range. .136 left in the fourth. There's the pick. Hardaway with a wide-open look. That three off the mark.
Well, another 10-cut moment here because he continues to miss shot after shot from three-point range. This is not a fourth quarter he's going to want to remember.
And Porter, here we go. Outside Portis. Shot clock at 5. Here's Thomas. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Denver.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And so checking out the record for these guys, tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jokic.
Well, we saw some exceptional passes from him tonight. His vision did a lot to elevate their offense.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Pass to Strother. Here's Pickett. No good on the triple. Outside Portis. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
So let's go courtside where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game. Allie.
Nikola, congratulations on the win. What does a win like this say about your team?
I mean, we are looking for each other. We are finding it. It's when we start playing like we're supposed to play, we are really good. So hopefully we're going to continue to play like this.
Thanks, Nikola. Back to you guys.
As always, Allie, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Nikola Jokic.